What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet video on the channel. In today's video, we are looking at Decidueye and our raid counter guide for this 7-star raid coming up later this week. So Decidueye will be in 7-star raids from March 17th through the 19th, as well as coming back on the 24th to the 27th. So unlike some of the other 7-star raids, these are in back-to-back weekends as opposed to the other ones that had a weekend in between. So we'll have plenty of time to grind this out throughout the course of the next couple weeks. Anyways, looking here at Decidueye, it is a grass ghost type Pokemon. In this raid, it'll be a Flying Tera Raid. It'll be weak to electric and rock. All of the builds we have here are electric. So long reach is the hidden ability here for Decidueye, which allows it to make physical contact with an opposing Pokemon without triggering any of the effects associated with contact, such as getting burned by, for example, Talonflame or Pokemon with Flame Body or anything like that. Decidueye can actually be both a physical and special attacker, and I'm not sure which one it's going to be, so I figured I would address some moves here you can have in both categories. Under the physical category, we've got Brave Birds or Acrobatics. There's also Leaf Blade and Shadow Claw. And on the special end, you've got Frenzy Plant, Solar Beam, Shadow Ball, and Hurricane. Not too sure what they're going to go with there, but again, it kind of depends. So it's got quite a bit of setup opportunities. The reason why I say it could be physical or special is because it has access to Nasty Plot for special and Swords Dance for physical, as well as things like Sunny Day, Confused Ray, and Grassy Terrain. Regardless of whether it's a physical or special attacker, given it only has access to grass type, dark, ghost, and flying moves, it won't really be able to hurt any of the Pokemon that we're using unless we let it power up. But we've got some counters here to deal with it either setting up with Nasty Plot or Sword Stance. By the way, if you guys end up finding this video informative, I would greatly appreciate a sub. We are on the road to 600 subscribers now. We recently just hit 500. Also consider joining the Shiny Squad Discord server. Link will be in the description of this video and all my other videos. And consider raiding with us. We will be streaming this Thursday as soon as it goes live at midnight UTC, which is 6 o'clock Central Time. So we'll be streaming for that and several times throughout the weekend and the following week. Looking here at our first counter for Decidueye, we have got the all-powerful Miraidon. Now, I've got a raid video for this Pokemon out already, so I will leave a card up in the top right for you guys to go see that if you want to see it. It is a very, very powerful, very useful build, but we'll briefly cover it here. So Miraidon is a electric dragon type Pokemon. We have an electric Tera here. It's got the ability Hedron Engine, which basically means that it sets up electric terrain, which is going to be great for both Miraidon and any of the other Pokemon that we have here, as it will increase the damage of their electric type moves. Also prevent you from going to sleep, but Decidueye has no way of incurring that upon us, so we're good. Electro Ball, Parabolic Charge, or Calm Mind there, depending on which one you want to go with. I actually like Charge, and then Metal Sound. So usually with Miraidon, what I do is I do a couple Metal Sounds, maybe even 3, and then I go with Charge, which is going to bring up my next attack by 50%. And then I hit it with Electro Drift, which is going to do a ton of damage. We are running a Life Orb. You can also use an Expert Belt or a Magnet there. Modest Nature, 252 in HP, 252 in Special Attack. Very typical setup there from Miraidon, but it hits very hard and very fast. Definitely recommended for all of you guys on Violet and Scarlet players. If you can get one from a Violet friend or giveaway or anything like that, definitely a good recommendation. Next up, we've got Bellibolt. So Bellibolt is a pure electric type Pokemon. We are running an electric Tera, has the ability Electromorphosis. Bellibolt will be a great support Pokemon. In fact, you can actually solo the raid with this Pokemon. So we've got Acid Spray, which is going to bring down the special defense in the Pokemon. Most of the attackers here are special attackers outside of one, and that one's just kind of for potential fun. Not sure if it's going to be really worth doing. Anyways, Parabolic Charge there is going to be our damaging move. We've got Chilling Water to bring down the attack. So if it does happen to be a physical attacking Decidueye, we can have some Bellibolts on the team, basically taking down that attack stat, making it basically useless. And we've got Electric Terrain, the big root there to basically increase the recovery we get from our healing moves. So Parabolic Charge will heal us for more. And we are running a Bold Nature, 252 in HP, and a split there on the special attack and defense. You can also just go full special attack, or maybe it becomes a special attacking Decidueye and you want to go into special defense. So depending on what the situation is there, you can adapt if you need to. Moving on next, we are on Farigiraf, which is a normal psychic type Pokemon. We're going to give it an electric Tera. It has the ability Armor Tail. So Farigiraf is actually going to be immune to the ghost type moves from Decidueye, and none of the other moves really hurt the Farigiraf. I guess unless it has a dark move, it has a dark move, it will hurt a little bit, but not too bad. Anyways, for the move set here, we've got Skill Swap. Don't know if that's going to be too applicable here in this situation, but we could maybe take that ability off of Decidueye for one reason or another. But we've got Nasty Plot there to buff up our special attack by 2 stages each time, Thunderbolt to deal massive damage, and then Wish for healing, as well as we also have the Shell Bell for healing, running a Modest Nature 252 in HP and 252 in special attack EV investment. Moving on, we've got Toxtricity, which is another fun support Pokemon. In fact, there's a combination of a plus and minus Toxtricity. You can look into that. There's actually videos out there online already. I'm not covering that here, but it is a poison electric type Pokemon with an electric Tera. Technician here is the ability we're going for, and we're going to go with Acid Spray, which again lowers the opponent's special defense by 2 stages. Snarl lowers the special attack by 1 stage. We've got Thunderbolt and Nuzzle. So Nuzzle is a great turn 1 move, and then Thunderbolt, once we have brought down the special defense of the Pokemon, will be good to go. Running an Assault Vest there with a Calm Nature, 252 HP, 252 special attack. You could change that if you want to, depending on the situation and whether it's a special attacker or a physical attacker. Again, kind of varies and depends on what Decidueye ends up being. We might do an updated video going over all these builds against Decidueye when the raid finally comes out. Next up, we've got Iron Hands, and Iron Hands is one of those Pokemon that some people are going to try to bring just because everyone has one, and we got to be careful with the flying type moves, but outside of that, once you start dealing damage, we are going to be pretty much good to go. So it is a fighting electric Pokemon. We are going with an electric Tera. We've got Quark Drive there is our ability. Belly Drum is the big setup move, so that's going to get us to a +6 on our attack stat. We got Focus Energy there to potentially increase our critical hit chance. You don't have to use it, it's just kind of there. Thunder Punch there is our main damage dealing move, and then you've got Drain Punch to recover some health, although honestly, just use Thunder Punch because in this situation, Decidueye is going to be resistant to it. We also got a Shell Bell on this Iron Hands, running an Adamant Nature, 252 HP and 252 physical attack. If you guys are finding this video informative, do please consider leaving a like and a comment down below, letting me know which of these builds you guys would like to see first, and based on that, I'll release the builds in that given order, depending on which one's the most popular. Moving on here into the support Pokemon, as I mentioned, we are looking at a Rotom Wash. So Rotom Wash is electric water type Pokemon, running an electric Tera, levitates the ability, doesn't really matter here. Anyways, for our move set, we are looking at Discharge is our main damage dealing move. We've got Light Screen or Reflect, depending on which one is actually needed, depending on the attacking type of the Decidueye. Nasty Plot there to increase our special attack, and Helping Hand, we are running Light Clay there to increase the duration of our screens. Modest is our nature there, and you can see we have some variety of EV investments there, mainly in HP, some in special attack, and some in special defense. Again, depending on what type of Pokemon Decidueye is, maybe we have to switch that out to defense, but we'll see when that day comes. Moving on now to Umbreon, which is a great and super useful Pokemon. It is a pure dark type Pokemon. We are running a Dark Tera here. Of course, it won't really be able to Terastallize because we're not running any kind of attacking moves. Synchronize is its ability, so basically if a status effect gets applied to it, it also gets applied to the opponent. The big thing here with Umbreon is Taunt, so that's going to prevent the Decidueye from using Swords Dance or Nasty Plot or any kind of other setup or terrain move. We've got Light Screen or Reflect depending on what's needed, Screech or Fake Tears depending on what's needed, as well as Helping Hand here for allowing our allies to deal more damage. Again, the Light Screen Reflect depends on what situation, whether it is a physical or special attacking Decidueye, and then Screech and Fake Tears depends on what your allies are running with. Fake Tears is probably going to be the more common one there, as most of the time people are running special attackers for raids because of Acid Spray. But if you have a physical attacker such as, for example, Iron Hands, and that turns out to be a really great approach, then you could use Screech here to help that out. Leftovers is our item of choice, Bold Nature, max investment in HP, and defense, although you can obviously split that up between the defense and special defense. In fact, most of my Umbreons are actually that way. All right, guys, and just to recap, again, Decidueye will be in raids from March 17th through the 19th, as well as the 24th through the 27th. So you got 2 weekends there to catch it. We're going to be streaming several times throughout those weekends, especially the Thursday nights when the raid goes live. There's a look again at its possible move sets. We will basically tidy this up once the raid is released and we know exactly what it is. If you want a pure recommendation, I would definitely say Miraidon. Miraidon is very, very, very hard hitting. If you don't have access to Miraidon, you've got other Pokemon like Bellibolt, which is great. You've got Farigiraf, which is okay. Not the best, but it's still a very, very good option, and Farigiraf has great special attack. You've got Toxtricity, Iron Hands, Rotom Wash, and Umbreon. All right, and with that being said, guys, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out this video. I will have raid builds coming out all week for counters that work great against Decidueye. If you guys want to check out my Miraidon and Iron Hands builds, they will be on screen. Thank you guys for coming by. Please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll check you guys out in the next video.